time to go off to their different prospective times
Yeah.
to gather the stones, and Thor goes to old Asgard with
Asgard.
Rocket,
Yeah.
and he's able to have a conversation with his mom, which is really cool.
Yeah. Kevin Smith put it in this way. They took us back to that Thor movie that a lot of people didn't give a shit about, and somehow made us give a shit about it now.
Right. That's exactly right. Like now, I want to go watch Thor: Dark World again, just so I can watch, see all that again.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Thor was crying. I love the fact that his mom was comforting him. It was so good. I mean, it was just tugging on the heartstrings the whole time. You're like, oh, this motherfucking Thor, you know what I mean? Is still a mama's boy. At heart, he's still a mama's boy, and I was dope as fuck with that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that.
And then, so we had him, and then Banner goes off and goes to talk to the Ancient One.
Yeah.
And she fucking knocks the soul right out of him.
Yep.
Which was so awesome.
Yeah, I know it was. Let's try this again now. And
boom.
And he starts talking to her and telling her. And she wasn't having any of it.
And then he mentioned Doctor Strange, and that's what got her attention.
Yeah. And then, what really got her attention, and when he's like, he just gave it away. He gave the stone away to Thanos.
Oh, shit. He did what?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that without a reason. So she gives him the stone, and then Tony and Ant-Man go back to deal with...
the Avengers.
Right.
The Avengers, because you see the part where after the Hulk fucked up Loki and he's in the ground, he's like, I guess I'll have that drink after all, or whatever.
And then they're in the elevator, and Cap, so awesome. Jesus Christ. He leans forward. Oh.
Okay, that part, I guess remember a few years ago when in the comic books, Captain America, apparently, we find out that he was a Hydra agent all along.
Right. Yep.
And everybody's like, you see Captain America say, "Hail Hydra," and even the fucking memes that came afterwards, like fucking Deadpool saying "fuck chimichangas," and
right.
And Spider-Man is like, "With great power comes what?" Like, what the fuck? Everything we. So it was funny how they in the elevator there, how they played on that.
Right, they played right into it, and then once again another case of fan service, just handing it right to us.
Yeah, what did he say? The secretary says I should take a point on the scepter. Like, we can't give it.
And they're all like, "The fuck you say?"
Yeah, and they're like, "No, it's fine. It's gonna be okay." And then he goes into that guy's ear, "Hail Hydra."
It's like, I suck Hydra's cock, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and here you go, sir.
Yeah.
And he walks out he's got a pimp walk as he walks out of the elevator, fucking smiling.
Yeah.
So badass.
Yeah, and then he bumps into his soul self.
Right.
And he's like, shit. Captain America doesn't cuss, remember?
Yep.
He's like, shit. This new Captain America, I guess, well, not new, but the one that's been through all this shit, he's kind of like become a little more, he's not the Boy Scout that.
Well, he's a realistic dude now. He's he's had to smell his own sweat, and he's been put through the fucking ringer.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck. God damn it. I gotta fight myself. Fuck, this is gonna suck.
Shit. And it's funny how, and then the fucking jokes, when Tony starts like, that suit didn't do much for your ass.
Right.
And Ant-Man's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
I love that. America's booty. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when he fights himself and he uses his own Achilles heel, whatever.
Yeah, Achilles heel.
Achilles heel. Where he Bucky's alive and he what?
What? Bang!
He's like Achilles heel. Yeah.
And then Thor or Hulk has to get all fucking stupid, and he's like, "You gotta go crazy," and he's like, "R, and he punches a car and throws a motorcycle. R. Doesn't even know how to Hulk out.
he's like, okay.
R and stuff. R.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool too. Oh
And
man.
then we go from there.
Yeah.
You know, we go back in time even further.
Hmm.
We go back in time to and you know what? Before we can go anywhere further, we got to talk about how Hawkeye and Black Widow go to, I don't know, the dead zone or wherever the fuck it is,
Wherever
to go
Red
get
Skull is, he's become the
where
guardian
the
of
soul, the Soul
the Soul
Stone,
Stone.
and he's all fucking alive for alive, you fucking
Yeah.
cocksuckers, and so of course, like, what? Who else would have been like, no, I'm gonna? They're fighting now. They started fighting over who's gonna fucking
Who's
give
gonna
up their
die?
life, right?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want neither of you bitches to die.
Exactly. And of course he feels guilty for what he became after his family was gone. So he
Right?
he
He's like,
figures, hey, if anybody's got to go, should be me.
right, I did a lot of horrible things. Y'all bitches don't even understand the level of evil I went to.
Yeah.
And she's like, I get it. I've done more,
Yeah. So
And God
yeah,
damn it, dude, I get sad just thinking about that scene.
I know.
Jesus, I am such a Black Widow fan. Like,
Yep.
she's one of my favorite characters on several levels. One, I love the character. You know what I mean? Like,
I
from day
love
one,
the
I
way
liked it.
I love how the way she embodied that. I mean,
Yeah.
the way the life she brought to that character.
And not to mention, on a side note, how good does Scarlett Johansson look in those Black Widow costumes?
Okay,
Jesus fucking Christ.
that was the selling point too. I mean, come on.
Like, okay, that's just on the side note. But I really like the way she took on that character. I like.
Eventually it's like, yeah, she's hot, but look how she can kick your ass.
Right. And then she get feeling, at first she didn't have a whole lot of feelings towards any of it. And then
Yeah,
here it is, the Avengers are gone and she's continuing on the role.
because it's like the family she never had.
Right. And then eventually they're hanging on that fucking cliff and she's like, you got to let me go. And he's like, no, bitch, I ain't going to let you go. I ain't going to be that motherfucker and go back and tell these motherfuckers I let go. And eventually she wiggles her way out of it. And
Yeah.
fuck. God
Yeah,
damn it.
you see her, she dies, and you see Hawkeye when he wakes up with a stone in his hand. He's
he's like, motherfucker.
yeah.
And then he's got to go back, and they're like, what about? And he just kind of looks at him.
And then you had Nebula and Rhodey picking
Right.
up the other stone, the Power Stone, right?
Yep.
And you get to see Star-Lord do his fucking little dance again.
Little dance again, and
From Guardians of the Galaxy.
and then they
he's
knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, because Rhodey's like, this guy? He's like, he's an idiot. And she's like, yeah.
He is an idiot.
Yeah.
And then whammo.
Yeah.
And we get to see Thanos and Nebula before,
Yeah.
and Gamora.
And apparently something happens, and I guess her future self starts projecting images to her past self.
Magic happens.
Magic happens somehow, and somehow that's how Thanos finds out what the Avengers are up to.
Right. And then he starts off on a mission to try to stop all that.
Yeah, now which brings, once they gather all the stones, they're back in the Avengers headquarters. And
Well, they
now,
Well, they got to go back in time to the 70s.
oh yeah, the cameo of cameos.
Right.
Make love, not war.
Oh, how
Enough
awesome
said.
was that?
I mean, people clapped in the movie theater where I was.
Cheered. They cheered. People.
They
I was
cheered and
one. I
clapped.
was one of them.
Yeah, it was crazy to see the old man there do,
The young old man.
Wow. That was crazy.
And, which is even crazy because in Captain Marvel, remember in Captain Marvel, he was reading the Mallrats script.
Well, yeah. I remember it had fucking Smith and Tier saying that he normally makes reference to the movies, and now the movies made a reference to him. And
Right.
yeah.
But in Mallrats, he tells Brody to basically make love, not war, kind of a thing. Like, you only get one chance at love, and you got to take it and you got to run with it.
Well, yeah.
And
but
then
I mean, and here it was like they were like the hippies, and
right. So
it was all.
I don't know. I saw a connection there. I was like, all right, I can see a connection there.
Well,
Anyways,
I can see it too now that you mention it, but
they go into this.
Just watching the old guy, riding in that car, and of course the bumper sticker. Enough said.
Oh yeah, and he's young. He will always be young.
Yeah.
And so they go into the military base.
Yeah, that was one of those moments that just, like you say, get you in the feels right there.
Yeah,
like,
it got you right in the feels. You're like, aw.
Yeah.
Aw. God damn it. Like, at first you're like, yeah. And then a few seconds later, you're, oh, God damn it. He's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck. And so we go right from that. They don't even give us a chance to reel in from that, because we go right from that into the military base, and fucking Cap sees Agent Carter.
True that.
And he's fucking longing for her, and we're all like, oh, all he wants is his love. Yeah. Poor guy. Fucking Cap. As big and badass as he is. All he wants is just, he wants his girl. He just wants his girl back.
Yeah.
And then Tony and they meet up and they go downstairs to get, into that elevator.
Oh, that's right, because we forgot to mention that they fucked up.
Right.
Ant-Man and Tony Stark were supposed to get back the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
So he got
the scepter. Fuck up. He got knocked out.
Captain America got the scepter without fighting by saying "Hail Hydra," but something happened and
they slung the door open and hit Tony. Yeah, and he got fucked up.
That was the Hulk. He was pissed off because he had to take the stairs down.
Right.
And yeah, that forgot about that. And that's where you see Loki from the past take the Tesseract and disappear.
And go poof.
Yeah, so I believe that's the loophole. I mean,
I do
we may see Loki again in other movies because Loki from the past, that Loki may come back because he got away from them,
and that's why we ended up having to go further back in time.
Back.
So and in the elevator, nobody has confirmed this, but God damn it, I want to know, listeners, if y'all know the answer to this question, hit me up, please. Was
overload at gmail.com.
Thank you. Was the lady in the elevator Nick Fury's mom? I need to know. This is bothering me. I need to know.
Yeah. Okay.
She had a shield badge on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going forward, I'm just going to throw that out into the universe because nobody has told me yay or nay on it.
Okay, so now they went back to get the Tesseract that was in the past.
Right.
Further past.
And to get the pin particles
for the time travel. Because they go back to when Dr. Pimp is young. The magic, they used that software to make him look young. Did you see how young Michael Douglas looked?
Oh, Jesus. That was awesome, wasn't that?
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And then, of course, go ahead.
Tony runs into his father.
Yep. We're on the same page here.
Oh, God, that was such a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
And he just... He was so awestruck. And it was like you could see on his face all the things he wanted to say.
But he had to hold in. And then at that time you realize that he's going home taking flowers to the wife because she's pregnant.
She's pregnant with Tony.
With Tony.
And he gets to tell him, like, listen, I used to think my dad was hard on me, but now I know it was because he cared about me and he loved me.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And he gets, then, he gets to hug his fucking dad. Oh.
He gets to hug him, and he's Howard's looking at him like awkward, like, okay, thank you for all your service you do for us, whatever. He fixed it, but.
He got
and then you find out that the butler's name was Jarvis.
Oh,